You know how fast you were going?
What? How fast you were going?
I don't know. 10?
8.
Be advised, this is an explicit podcast, so if you're easily offended, get your panties twisted into a knot, turn this off before you get butthurt and mad, start to cry, have to run to your safe space. All opinions are those of the host and his guest and do not reflect the opinions of any government agency. Welcome to MOTORCOP Chronicles podcast. I'm your host, the Iceman. I guess big part of the news lately has been the hurricane shit that came through. People in Texas and Lake Charles area and stuff, they got hit pretty good, bad. Just keep them in your thoughts and stuff like that. So we've been through it in the area I live before, and it's not fun. It takes a lot of time to get your lights and all that shit back on, and it's just, like I said, it's not fun at all. Luckily, we were way on the outskirts of it. Got rain and a little bit of wind. No major damage or anything in the area that we live in, thank goodness. And so, I mean, Laura came through and she blew. Some of them got a worse blow job than the rest of us did, but everybody will make it back through and rebuild and keep on trucking. So just, if you're an extremely Christian person or pray or anything, throw some prayers and stuff out to them. If not, just keep them in your thoughts. So I'm gonna go back in the day, as we always say, there on some older stories. It's just gonna be me, no guest. Just didn't ask anybody because I figured with all this crap going on, I wasn't gonna try to get anybody on. We got, a lot of departments got people out of town and go and help and all that stuff like that. So y'all are stuck with me this time with no side entertainment. So let's get to the back in the day story. This guy, I run into him here and there. We used to work for the same department. I know he's still in law enforcement. I'm not sure which department he works for anymore. So I'm not even gonna give him a nickname. Just this guy I used to work with. I was on motors at the time, and he had called for backup. I responded. He was out with a 103M. If you ever hear a cop in certain areas, 103M basically is a mental patient. Of course, I don't conform most of the time, so they're crazy motherfuckers. 103Ms are crazy people. Anyway, he calls for backup. I happen to be close. I show up. Well, it's probably about a 110-pound Oriental lady. And she's wigging the fuck out. I don't know if she's on drugs or if she's just crazy or both. But he was talking to her. She keeps wigging out. She's talking about the devil. She's talking about Jesus. She's talking about all kind of shit. Well, I'm just kind of standing there watching while he's trying to deal with her. Next thing I know, she goes to take off running into the roadway. That time I grabbed her and put her on the ground and was securing her. So then she starts hollering that I am the devil, I'm Satan, that she can see it, that I'm the devil. Looks up at the guy I'm backing up, and she's telling her how he's an angel and she can see his wing. But the whole fucking time she's screaming that I'm the devil and I'm going to hell. I'm thinking to myself, well, if I'm the fucking devil, I'm running that motherfucker, right? But yeah, like I said, we had to handcuff her and finally get her secured. A little 110-pound Oriental lady is let me tell you what, they kind of hard. It's kind of like trying to hold on to a little wet fish or something that's flopping around in your hand. They will try to wiggle out. So we finally got her. But yes, so I am Satan. We still talk about it today how I'm the devil and he is the angel. So if y'all want to call me Satan, call me Satan. But she said I was going to hell. So how much she must be confused. If you're going to hell, that means you're the devil. That means I'm running that motherfucker. Got first class ticket down there. Another story. This is almost me and my partner at the time. I think we had I talked about before Shrek, and we got a call about this person driving down the state road, and they were throwing shit out the car. I mean, like they weren't sure if it was garbage or nothing, but they were throwing shit out of their car going down the road. I think it was a description. Like I said, I think it was like a Lincoln Town car or some shit. It was a big old fucking landsled, big long car. We happened to actually locate this car because so many times you go on calls like this, you know, somebody throwing something out the window, somebody doing this or that. By the time we get there, the vehicles are gone. I mean, so 98% of the time we don't find these cars. Well, we actually ran across this vehicle. It was parked in this person's driveway. This guy comes out in a wheelchair. And I think he's paralyzed or something like that from the waist down. And we asked him who the driver, if that was his car. He said, no, it's a lady woman that came in my house. I said, well, where's she at? She's inside. Well, he calls her out. Well, she comes out and she's got like I said, that's a long time ago. She has like this denim mini skirt on, red freaking stripper heels, and I don't remember the top, but it was like a crop top or something. She looked like a straight up hooker. Now I looked at her, I said, me and Shrek standing at the door, and she walks up, and I look at her, and I said, I just asked her, I said, ma'am, were you driving this car? That's all I asked her. That was it. She starts screaming at the top of her lungs that Jesus told her she could drive that car and starts. Now you gotta understand, this is I'm 6 foot tall, and at the time I was probably about 240 or so. She's probably about 5'3" and 130 pounds or so. And she starts punching me in my chest, screaming that Jesus gave her permission to drive this car. Oh, I'm just sitting there. And I just kind of look at Shrek like, this bitch really punched me in my chest right now. Well, another motor guy, I don't have a nickname for him right now. I have to think of it one day. But he was there. There was actually like 4 of us there. And all motor guys, all motorcycle. Well, she punched me in my chest. Well, at one point, I guess she reached down and, she just kind of put her hand on my gun. Well, the other, not Shrek, but the other guy next to me, it seemed that her hand just barely brushed my gun. He was like a mongoose or something. He fucking, next thing I knew, he grabbed her and put her on the fucking dirt and cuffed her up. The whole time she was screaming that she's married to God. Jesus gave her permission to drive that car. On this day, I didn't not know I was going to meet Jesus' mama Mary or whoever, because this woman was married to God. She said God's wife needs to talk. God needs to talk to his wife about how she's dressing in public because she looked like a hooker. Anyway, finally, we're getting her we called for a unit, of course, because we're all on motorcycles. The unit comes up, and we're trying to get her in this vehicle. Well, like I said, she's screaming the whole entire time how she's, Jesus gave her permission and she's married to God, and just on and on, just all this just crazy fucking shit coming out of her mouth. Well, we're trying to put her in this car as gentle as we can, and she's not wanting to go in this car. And we're trying to, like I said, we're trying to get her in this car, and we don't hurt this woman or that. And obviously she had some kind of mental problem or issue. So I'm behind her and I'm trying to push her into the car. Well, she just like bends over right at the waist where like her ass is like just sticking up right at me and starts hollering at the top of her lung. Yeah, do me like that. Yeah, do me like that. And I look at him, I'm like, pick her up, because I'm thinking this woman's screaming like I'm just like fucking her doggy style or something like that. So finally we get her back up, and as we're getting her bent back up straight, she freaking with her hooker heels donkey kicks straight back and kicks me right in the fucking shin with these fucking heels. Well, thank God I had motor boots on, but she did kick me in the shin hard enough to put a big dent in my motor boot with these fucking heels. And I look over at Shrek, I'm like, man, fucking bitch just kicked the shit out of me. Well, now we had all been in motors for a while. This road unit guys, he comes around with this fucking strap thing. Like none of us had seen it before. It come find out it's a hobbling strap. So we can, hobble her up and just kind of hog tie her and put her in the car since she's kicking and shit. Well, me and Shrek kind of look at each other and we're like, well, how the fuck you put this thing on here? We had no clue. So we just kind of took it and tied it in a knot, which was not the way it does work, but it worked at the time. So we get her in there and we get her into the car, back of the car, laying down at this point. Well, we close the doors. Now she goes to proceed to try to kick the side windows out of the unit. Well, at this point she was, I say pepper spray, but we use freeze plus P. She was sprayed. We closed the door and poor uniform guy. We're like, all right, let's go. We'll meet you at the jail. This poor motherfucker, he is driving down the road with his head hanging out the window from the damn fumes of the spray. And the whole time, like I said, we get to jail the whole time. She's fucking screaming Jesus and, God and all kind of crazy shit. Once we get there, I think we got the nurse to get her. I think we ended up OPCing her from there. We didn't physically, I don't even think we charged her with the battery on an officer and all that stuff like that. Because, obviously, she has severe mental issues. But yes, I have arrested God's wife. I guess Jesus' stepmom since Mary had him. So, good thing because, God needs to reevaluate his marital status there. Because I think she was screwing around with him with the paralyzed dude, or going to attempt to anyway. So who knows? I'm just on a crazy people story time today. Don't be dogging on me because I arrested God's wife either. I didn't arrest her. We got her mental health help, hopefully. Never know what happened to her. This next story is not my story. I was not physically there. I was told this story from a couple guys I worked with, which unfortunately they're not they can't come on the podcast due to their department's social media policy. So I want to tell it as best as I can remember. So if any of those guys are listening, which I don't know if they do or not, if I get a little pieces of it wrong, hey, doing the best I can from memory. Anyway, this was a guy that was one of the motor guys. So I've heard the story several times. And this other guy that I used to be on a SWAT team with, they wanted to call on the eastern part of the parish, which is, the swamp. Very, very, country people usually handle their own business. Don't call for the cops much. They got a call for a 103M lady. And they show up on the scene. They go in there. I think she's sitting at the table or something with this, like a blanket around her shoulders or something. I'm not real sure. And she's just got this fucking crazy ass, 1,000-yard stare look in her eyes. And she's talking about how she is possessed with the devil. in all kind of, I mean, she straight up saying she was possessed with demons or the devil or something like that. And then they noticed some stuff on the table. Well, she had picked, I believe, linoleum up. She was peeling linoleum off of her floor and eating it. She was eating the linoleum flooring in strips and stuff. And according to the guy I used to work with in motors, he's like, it like freaked him out really, really fucking bad. He's like, at one point, it's like her eyes, she started rolling back in her fucking head and all that shit like that. And I wish I could have them. They could explain it way better than me. But yeah, we had the possessed lady. She was possessed by demons, I believe, who had a hunger for linoleum floors. I don't know what color they were. I mean, does it make a difference? The different colors or different flavors? If you eat green linoleum, do they taste like peas? I don't know. But in doing this line of work, you come across a lot of people with mental health things. I have another story I'll tell in a later date because it's not funny at all. That one involved one person dying, another person almost dying, and somebody probably spent the rest of their life in a mental facility. So that's not going to be on a funny podcast day, trust me. I didn't pull many speeders every day this past week or nothing. Fucking weather had everything fucked up. I don't think they wanted me to go out there on a Thursday and write tickets. Probably the people trying to get back to where they were going to check on their houses and everything. So I didn't go out and do it. And luckily we had a lot of other shit going on. So if I get back to writing tickets this week, if the weather holds off, but this weekend I went worked a funeral for a retired deputy that passed away Saturday, and on my way home, I got my ass drenched again. You gotta love it. Part of life, motor man. Hot, cold, and wet. Maybe in Louisiana, South Louisiana, you might have maybe a whole week out of the 12 months that is really actually very enjoyable riding weather. And the love bugs are starting to come out. For any out of state, out of country listener, if you don't know what a love bug is, look it up online. I don't know what the technical term, if the name of it is love bug. Anyway, it's these two little black bugs, and they're always attached. Like, very seldom do you see any non-two. They're attached like butt to butt, and they fly around like that mating. They have no mouth. They don't live very long. They have no natural enemy except a car or a truck. And why they don't? Because they taste like shit. Because riding a motorcycle during the season, you will eat some of them. They are nasty. I've heard different things on they were engineered for something to try to help with sugarcane or farmers, and it didn't work out. And anyway, it's getting to be love bug season, and they're attracted to white, the color white, and heat. And they get fucking bad, and they getting on your motorcycle motor. They fucking stink. We went to eat one time years ago, and we were sitting at the restaurant. We're like, God, the fuck stinks in this restaurant. We realized because our boots and shit were just like covered. It was so bad that year. And it's like, oh, that's us that smells like that. I mean, it's bad. It's just nasty. So between the raining and the love bugs yesterday, it was quite enjoyable. Sorry y'all missed out on that. Oh, during the week, I'm gonna do that in a minute. I digress. I gotta let's just go on into the little in the news story I found here. So I get it pulled up, figure out where I put the damn thing. I said I'm old and I forget shit. All right, this story is out of Mississippi. What part of Mississippi? My phone is freaking the fuck out again. Liberty, Mississippi. It says a curious dog got a hold to a fiber optic cable that ran between the county buildings in Mississippi, chewing it into pieces and costing the county thousands of dollars trying to get this shit fixed. Fiber optic cable is expensive, people. The cable connected the courthouse and a nearby Justice Court building in Amite County. The county sheriff told Enterprise Journal the wire was mostly elevated but dipped to the ground by the front door of the Justice Court building, where this rogue dog decided to chew it. Must have been delicious. The culprit was not caught in the act, but he said some of his officials saw his running mate through the security camera. They said they don't have enough evidence to for the charge to hold up in court. They're not sure who the troublemaker dog was. The county said the county could seek damages in the amounts of more than $7,000 if they could find out who the owner of this dog is. They said they spent $4,000 just to establish an antenna to try to reconnect everything. And the new cable, just the new cable itself, is going to be like $3,600. It's the first time they've had the hearing of the case like this. And they said the suspect is still at large. So if anybody sees a rogue dog maybe in Amite County in Liberty, Mississippi, with maybe some fiber optic stuck in between his teeth, he is wanted by the sheriff's office up there. I know if that was my dog, I wouldn't admit to shit, because that shit's expensive. Of course, I don't let my dogs run around with no leash on either. But he was just wanting to chew on it. No, I don't leave shit out because my dog's going to chew on it. But y'all be on the lookout for Rover, the rogue Rover in Amite County, Liberty, Mississippi. And I bet you they bury that motherfucker now. I would leave an exposed wire like that. And after this little short break I'm going to do here, I'm going to come back and I'm actually going to play 2 audio clips from a call I went on this week. Me and a tot backed up some uniform guys on, and you're going to want to hear it because this is some funny shit. So we will be right back.
Stand by.
We interrupt this program for an important announcement. Ladies and gentlemen.
Are you standing by? A very important message is coming. Are you still standing by?
We interrupt for this breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
There's a podcast that happens on Saturday night that you need to know about. All right, can I get out of serious mode? Let's go to goofy. Okay. Make sure to listen to Louisiana Saturday Night. Robert and April are your hosts, and they talk a lot about current events. And occasionally they'll have a guest and include them on the conversation. It's raw, it's blunt, and explicit. Well, if there is one thing I know, and that is I like dirty. Anyway. It's for anyone who wants to have fun and not take life so seriously. And God knows we need that these days. Robert and April on Louisiana Saturday Night. Check them out at louisianasaturdaynight.podbean.com.
Y'all go check Robert and April out. Louisiana Saturday Night Podcast. April and her sister on Southern Discomforts, and Robert and his cousin getting right down to it. Get your nerd on with it. And it was a very short break for me anyway. So let me give you the backstory, front story, however you want to call it. Me and the tot drinking some coffee. The shift lieutenant was like, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning, 7:45ish. Get a call about a disturbance, domestic, boyfriend, girlfriend, male, female friends, not real sure. Anyway, there is a knife involved. So we going back up the road, the lieutenant and road units, and when the The Todd and the lieutenant got there just 15 seconds before me. When they got out, the woman did have the knife in her hand at the time. Taser was not deployed, but it was pulled out, I think, along with a firearm. Not sure who pulled what. Wasn't there yet. Anyway, the woman, thank God, did listen to commands and dropped the knife. And she had been arguing with her boyfriend, I believe. And anyway, she had taken a vodka bottle. Let's see if I can see the name of it for you. I don't remember off the top of my head. And hit him in the face with it. It was called Lucky Player Candied Apple Vodka, produced and bottled in France. French vodka. Lucky Player. Well, it wasn't lucky for one motherfucker, because she took this bottle and hit him in the face with it and broke his fucking nose. And she was obviously out, had gotten a knife at some point and was going back after him. So she was pissed off. I'll let you listen to the video, audio clip I did. I don't want to spoil it as saying why she got pissed off and hit this motherfucker in the face with the bottle. So let me play that part. Is there another funny part to it also?
He gonna hold up and call me his bitch and suck his dick this way and suck his dick that way. Man, come on.
Okay, come on. Have a seat. Just relax.
Just get my pocketbook and my phone. I could go to take me up in town. I could call my son to come get me.
Just put your foot in the car.
Please, and my shoes.
We're gonna figure out what's going on. Put your foot in the car.
My pocketbook is right there by his bed.
Put your foot in the car.
He gonna call me his bitch and have me to suck his.
All right. Well, the door was closed on her. But I got another little short clip. But the thing is she's pissed off because he was telling her how to suck his dick. So don't tell women how to suck your dick, or you might get a vodka bottle in your face, okay? So let's play this little second part of it.
We was laying in the bed talking, and he told me to get my shit and get out. So I jumped up and put my clothes on. I did not hit him with no bottle or nothing.
No, we got your phone.
I did not hit him with no bottle or nothing.
Behind his nose get broke.
When I pulled him down on the bed, I punched him with my fist.
Okay, either way.
But he choked me too. And when y'all got back there, he was trying to come in the back door on me. The girl was letting me get my stuff out of his house.
Look, we got your phone for you, okay?
The girl, all that stuff in that house is mine.
Well, you have to go to a judge or something, do a civil
I want
matter.
to get my stuff. I don't want to go to jail.
Well,
I just want to get from around him. He told me to put on my clothes and go. That's what I was doing.
Okay, just calm down.
That's what I was doing.
All right, calm down.
That's what I was doing, man.
All right.
As far as your shoes, they're gonna give you some.
Yeah.
No, he got my tennis shoes.
No, but they're gonna give you some.
All right. Dwarf did there. She was wanting her shoes, and she was told by the arresting deputy there that they would give her some shoes at the jail. We did go in and get her pocketbook, her purse, and her phone for her. Now, you got to remember, this was at 7:45 in the morning, a.m. So, let's talk about doing some little day drinking, because that vodka bottle was empty. 7:45 a.m. Anyway, she did get arrested and charged with, of course, aggravated battery, domestic violence, and the subject did go to the hospital by ambulance for his nose. And I'm not trying to be mean or nothing and or body shame nobody, but the guy that was there, he was shirtless, And he had a good set of, I don't know, say B cups that were extremely perky. But what's funny about it is he had a tattoo of a woman of titties right above his titties. Okay. It's like we were like, really? I mean, he had nicer tits than my ex-wife. So that's bad. Moral of the story. Don't drink a whole bottle of vodka for breakfast. And if you do, don't tell your girlfriend how to perform fellatio on you. Just let her do it and enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, I'd act like you're enjoying it because then she can bite it off. But yes, that was how we started one morning very early that day. So welcome to the wonderful world of law enforcement. That's why I love it so much. I don't believe I could do a job where I just every day went somewheres and knew I was going to do the same exact thing every single day. Working some plan or something or whatever, just where you're going to go there, you know, and I'm going to put this nut on this bolt every single day. Every day. I mean, that would drive me crazy. When I go to work, I could be writing tickets. I could be arresting people. I could be doing 100 different things every day. You just can't plan for it. You never know what you're going to be doing. So hopefully the next 4 to 7 years, depending on how long I'm staying before I retire, is as fun and as enjoyable as all these last ones have been. Rant wise, I don't know. I feel like y'all might get tired of hearing some of them because most of them are the same things as these motherfuckers driving all the time. Driving. If you're hot shotting and you're pulling a gooseneck trailer with like 3 or 4 cars on it, used cars, whatever, going somewhere, do you really think you ought to be in the left lane? No. Scoot the fuck over. I always say it, scoot over, people. But they won't. They don't. Every single day. I deal with it every fucking single day. So it's not gonna do. People, they need to change the fucking driving test or something and add it on there because people just think you're supposed to drive in the left lane. I did have one come up on me extremely fast. The other day I was doing like 9 miles an hour speed limit. These people were getting it right before they got beside my door. All you seen was brakes and them going back behind me extremely fast. Thought it was kind of funny. At least they got it. You know, I wasn't in my jurisdiction, couldn't do nothing, but at least they were paying attention somewhat. People pulling their heads out their asses or their phones. On the brighter side, well, I'll say brighter side for me, I was contacted by a lieutenant of their motor division. And, you know, I'm always bitching about the speeders up and down in front of my house where I live, and just straight away. Well, he didn't call me about this. He called me to see if anybody was home because he needed to pee. So told him I was home, but my barroom door outside of my house, put his bathroom in, it was unlocked, and I told him to go there, and he informed me that one of my friendly neighborhood hot rodders, speeders, as I said before, was going a little too fast. Probably, he said he looks like he's probably doing it between 65 and 70 on the 35-mile-an-hour road. Well, he ran off the road, hit a telephone pole, broke the telephone pole. No, the guy wasn't hurt. No, I don't want to hear nothing because you heard disappointment in my voice. I'm just saying he wasn't hurt. But I wasn't one, he won't be driving that fucking car no more because it's totaled. So, well, I say, do you think he learned his lesson? I fucking doubt it. That Ron White always says you can't fix stupid, or somebody says it. You can't. He'll get another car, do the same fucking thing. At least no body was hurt, no, besides him, an innocent person, or he'd run into somebody's house or kill a kid or something like that. But if you're doing that fast on these little bitty ass country roads. Hey, you're gonna crash. Just hope you don't kill somebody else. If you kill yourself, that's on you. It's your own fucking fault. You ain't getting no sympathy out of me. But if you hurt somebody else, I mean, that's just wrong. And like I said, I'm not gonna keep y'all long. The Moose Knuckle, I know, was his first week in academy. They didn't have a first full week, of course, because Laura decided to come around, and I think they shut the academy down for 2 days, so he didn't get a first full weekend yet. So I might even just give him a call in between before he comes back on. See if he's getting any smarter. I hope he is. And this is all I got for y'all today. We talked about some crazy people. Of course, there are lots of crazy people. So some fucking people tell me I'm crazy sometimes. I think I'm normal. Everybody else is just fucking crazy, though. So we're going to take that how it is. Like I said, still waiting on some emails and stuff. MotorCopChronicles@gmail.com. I'm going to get Bam to put the email address link in the description notes this time. Maybe that'll help. Maybe some people can just go there instead of trying to think about it. You can come like us, follow us on Facebook. Same thing, MotorCop Chronicles Podcast. I'm also on Twitter and Parlor. Our Twitter is at MotorC, and Parlor is MotorCop Chronicles Podcast on Parlor. I do post some pictures and stuff on there during the week. If y'all just want to check that out, if somebody wants to get in contact with me, you can do it there, do it on Facebook. And hopefully we will hear from you soon. We did hear from somebody. What's her name? One of our fans. Lindsay. I ain't going to say her last name. Lindsay, is a shout out to you. Appreciate you listening. We always appreciate our listeners. And till next week, always remember, smile, because the Iceman could always be behind you.
I'm cranking up on the throttle. This is how legends are made.